Welcome back, America. One of the great observers of our culture is David Rubin, host of the Rubin Report. I want to go right to the classroom and the parents' movement. I want to go right to Disney and so forth. I feel like this has all just suddenly happened in the last 2 or 3 years, where it has become a civil right to sexualize 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, and 7-year-olds. And I say to myself, shouldn't everybody be rising up against this, whether you're straight or gay or whatever you are? Isn't the point to leave little babies alone?
Well, the funny thing here, Mark, is while it feels like it just burst forth over the last 2 or 3 years, as you know, there's been a long march through the institutions. I mean, I think people can link a lot of this back to colleges and the Ivy Leagues in the 60s. But in the last 2 or 3 years, supercharged by algorithms, what's going on with big tech, a completely corrupt woke media that lies to us about everything and tells us 2 + 2 is 5, and that being non-racist is being racist, and that boys are girls and everything else. It suddenly seems that this is everywhere and it is relentless. So when you see all of these people screaming about this and saying this is somehow an assault on gay rights or something like that, it is 100% a lie. But Mark, I know that doesn't surprise you because you've been screaming about the lies of the left for far longer than I have.
Because I haven't really been screaming about the flaws of the left since they started paying me to.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. By the way, when Mark Levin takes all that time just like complimenting Dave Rubin, and Dave Rubin does the same thing back to them, they would make incisive points if they had them. That's just pointless banter to fill time at that point because they don't really know what to say. Dave Rubin knows what his job is. He knows what he's paid for. He knows why he lives in such a nice house. It's to use the cred he has formerly supposedly being a leftist. By the way, as a guy who worked with him, he was never a well-educated, articulate, values-focused liberal. He was a guy looking for something that was gonna make him famous. He would have been perfectly happy, by the way, to be working for Disney, hosting a show right now, if that was the thing that would have made him a millionaire. Instead, he became a guy who's gonna trade the fact that he's a member of the LGBTQ community to whitewash another round of the right demonizing gay people. That's what he's there for. That's how he's gonna renovate his kitchen by helping them to demonize these people.
He's so sad. Yeah, and no one's sexualizing kids, you weirdos. Here's what happened. The left called out the right for being racist because they've been racist, and we can prove all the ways that they're racist. And when we call someone racist, they're talking about race and they're being racist. Now they said, they turn that every time into, oh, why is everything with race with you? It's like, well, just the stuff I'm talking about is about race. They look for something worse than that they can also do. So they are thinking, what's worse than being called a racist? Being called a pedophile. And so they're gonna call every damn person a pedophile that they can, even Mickey frickin' Mouse, who has a makeout session at the end of every movie since like 1933.
Not many people know that we have furries in Colorado schools. Have you heard about this, Jimmy? Mm-hmm. Yeah, kids identifying as cats. It sounds absolutely ridiculous, but it's happening all over Colorado, and schools are tolerating it. It's insane. What on earth are we doing? Knock it off. Schools, put your foot down. Like, stop it. Let's get back to teaching basics and not allow this woke ideological stuff infiltrate our schools. And it is happening here in Colorado. It's why I moved from Boulder Valley to Douglas County, because it was happening in my kids' schools 4 years ago.
Okay. It's not happening. You know that it's not happening. You've heard this over and over and over again, that seemingly everywhere kids are identifying as kitty cats lately. It is one thing to continue to believe that. That's crazy. It is craven of you as a literal GOP gubernatorial candidate, which Heidi Ganahl in that tape is, to campaign based on this thing that has been fact checked over and over. But it is a special level of embarrassing to say that you literally moved your family because there were too many cats in the place you used to live and you had to flee it. Oh God, look at them. Yeah, they're on that direction too. I had to move to a different place, and oh God, now the cats are here too. As I've said many times, I play Dungeons and Dragons. In my Dungeons and Dragons campaign, I'm a sorcerer, and you know what else? I'm part dragon. And I have a far better grasp on reality than you will ever have, because you think that in real life you're surrounded by people who think they're cats, and that's bonkers. Waz, what do you think?
I just can't believe that this is something that like she's not running for some random school board seat or even state senate or just some, it's political office, but it's small potatoes. Like this woman is running for governor. And this is what she's talking about in public, the idea that children are allegedly referring to themselves as furries. Like this is craziness. Like you are running for governor, ultimately the CEO of the state. Like this is like a lot of power over people's lives, and you get on the airwaves and this is what you choose to talk about. It's wild to me, just wild.
Yeah. I wish that, do you ever wish that you could activate, like through your mind, through the power of concentration, the ability to just know if a person honestly believes the thing that they're saying?
I do.
How nice would that be? Unfortunately, you can't do that mentally. You can declassify government documents mentally, but you can't fact check someone. I want to know, is she a massive, massive liar, or is she one of the craziest people in her state? That's what I know. Which of those two things is it? Because it's not happening. Let's be very clear about it. Officials from the Aurora, Boulder Valley, Cherry Creek, Colorado Springs, Denver, Douglas County, Jefferson County, Mesa County Valley, and Weld County school districts all told the Post that no such incidents of furry identification or kitty litters or a teacher making the unfortunate mistake of using a laser pointer and the whole class goes running after it hasn't actually happened. That's not a thing, you crazy people. District spokespeople pointed to school dress codes and other policies that prohibit such behavior, like wearing fur. They have put their foot down, or their paw down. They put their paw down. It's not happening. The claims are baseless. There's absolutely no truth. But what do they know? They're only the officials in the schools and all of the districts that she's citing. But what are we supposed to do at this point, Waz? We keep demonstrating that it's not true, and they keep just saying it despite there being no evidence. Their evidence, the only evidence they require is somebody posting on 4chan a picture of a litter box or something, and they're like, yeah, I think this is the apocalypse. What are we supposed to do at this point?
To me, it's just her opponent has to press this issue. Like, just point out, like, this woman gets on the radio and doesn't want to talk about the issues that actually are ailing you guys, and would rather talk about something fake. And just think about it, like, kids are showing up to school as cats. I'm just trying to understand, like, how this is some crazy, or how your child could somehow be made like messed up by it. Like if your child isn't participating, I just don't. This is exasperating, honestly, John. Like this is insane. This is out of a spoof. This is out of like a sketch comedy skit.